Tiny Trucking. So I didn't prepare for this video at all, so I hope this goes well. Steven's laughing at me. Okay, so basically anybody that has checked out any of the truck builds that I've been doing for a pretty long time now, I cover the truck with magnets, and it's not because I want to erase your credit card when you walk by. It's because I can't stand body clips and screws on the trucks and stuff like that. Okay, so like when you open a battery door, it should either just click or clip or magnet or something. So that's kind of the way I'm at. So you guys have seen this. If you've been checking out the channel, then you know that we did the scale drivetrain combo swap in this SCX10. Now I have intentions on driving this setup, the undercarriage setup, in a couple of different trucks. One of them is with this body on it. This is the factory Jeep, the JC body that came with it, JCR body. Now, I love it because I can give it out as a loaner or hand it to my kids or take it on a fun run or whatever, and I don't have to worry about, you know, the mirrors falling off or any of that stuff. But there are times when you want to get rid of this and actually make use of something else, like for instance this one. And when I want to do the swap, I don't really want to spend a huge amount of time, you know, changing tons of stuff, okay? So basically what I wanted to do was try to figure out a mounting system for the body where I could put the C0, you know, good looking, this is a JS scale production, and I wanted to get this on, but then there's times when you just want to go for a bash or lend the truck out, and so that's why you need magnets, because they do the job for you. So my intention is I'm going to set up another set of magnets in here so I can do the two bodies. Same chassis. Thankfully the wheelbase is the same. Thankfully the axial bumpers just have the two screws in the front on our new mount here and the factory mount in the back. So you take out those two set screw pins and then, you know, you can get rid of the body and do a body swap. This one already has bumpers, so when I get this set up, I won't need the JCR bumpers that are on it. It'll just be, you know, the factory stuff, and it should be great. But my dilemma is now I have the hood cut out of this, which is great because now I have a scale drivetrain, except I won't be able to use the two front post mounts that are set up for the Lexan body. I will have to make up another set of bumper mounts that go on the probably this bumper post mount here in the front, and I'll put some magnets or something on that so that I can just click and go and it won't interfere with the other body when it gets switched over. The royal question that's continually being asked is, first of all, where do you get these magnets that you keep using? I'm going to tell you. So what these are, I will zoom right in here for you. This is a 1/2 inch rare earth ring magnet. It's a 1/8 of an inch thick, and it happens to be the exact size to fit over top of an axial body post. Okay, so here's the other good news. The other good news is that these ones here, when you put two together, the bottom one I attach to the post, sits right on there, see that? The bottom one attaches to the post. I cover it with shoe goo, top and bottom, inside and out, let it dry for 24 hours because it's got lots of pressure on it, being a body mount. And then the other magnet sits on the Lexan or the hard body, but the post still fits through the hole, so it's really, really secure. It's a great system, requires absolutely no effort. And to make it even more effortless, the two magnets together are the exact thickness of two holes moved on the body post. Okay, so in the front, what I did is I put the two magnets on, I slapped the body on, I put a piece of brown tape in between so that the magnets and shoe goo didn't get all glued together, so that they would actually separate, you know. And then I moved the body post down two holes. That's it. That was so easy. Now, on the body, the trick with the body side is to get the magnet put in with some shoe goo on it. Make sure you put a piece of masking tape in between when you're doing the magnets so that they don't glue the two magnets together onto the post. And then when you're done with the glue and it's been set for 24 hours, this is shoe goo I'm using, or E6000 is fine. I like to cover it with a piece of packing tape. You see there's a little piece of clear tape kind of jammed over the magnet there. I did the same thing in the front. So in the front I've got just one magnet thickness. It's exactly over the body hole. It's exactly over the body hole. So the hole is still actually through there. If you wanted to fill it, then you could put some Bondic or something in it to seal up the Lexan again. And then I put a piece of tape over the dried shoe goo. There's a reason for that. The clear tape, all the clear tape is going to do is keep the two magnets that are covered with shoe goo from sticking together because of the shoe goo. So the problem I've discovered with shoe goo on magnets is that even though it's all dry, it's been 24 hours, they're totally dry, it's no problem. When you put them out on the trail and they wiggle around on top of each other there for an hour while you're bouncing around the trail, the shoe goo tends to kind of bond with itself again. It's annoying, but it does that all the time. So if you put a piece of tape over it, just a little piece of clear tape just to cover it up, it's now smooth, it's kind of plasticky smooth and soft. Not going to affect the magnetism at all. And then you don't have to worry about the shoe goo coming loose or whatever it does. Now, basically this is a drop and go thing now. You just kind of, like, they self-center. The ring magnets actually have so much force going around the perimeter of the magnet that the two arcs of the magnetic forces they center. And any of the flat magnets that don't have a hole in it, they don't do that. You have to have a ring magnet to get that circle in an arc all the way around to get the north and south poles properly, so that when you put the two together they center themselves. So you don't have to worry about locating the body when you put it on, okay? You just kind of, it'll do it all by itself. It just snaps into place. As long as it's anywhere near, you know, and it's strong. Like you don't need to, you have to actually make an effort to get it off, right? It's not going to come off on the trail. It works great. So that's how I like to do my magnet mounts. Make sure when you're putting these on and the body ones on, make sure that you get the bottom ones on, the posts. That's easy because they center on the post. You put them on first. Make sure you get some shoe goo on the bottom. And then what you're going to want to do before it's dry, make sure you have the top ones also put in, and make sure you have it all assembled properly before it's dry. Because if you don't, the magnets will not sit properly on the angles of the body. Okay? If you'll notice here, the hood is sloped down. There's a little bit of a cowl vent here, kind of a cowl bump in the hood. And if you look at the magnets on the back, you can see here, are pretty much flat with the post. But the magnet on the front is nowhere near flat with the post. See it? It's angled like this because the hood has an angle on it. So before you think you're done doing one side and the other, make sure you have it actually put together before the glue is dry. That's why you put tape in between. So when it finally dries in the right position, the tape will not stick to the shoe goo on one side. It's like painter's tape, you know. And then it'll pop right off, and then you can cover it with clear tape, and it'll work great. I highly recommend that you guys use magnet mounts. These are so great. The 1/2-inch ring magnets that I'm buying, I get from Lee Valley. You can look up Lee Valley Tools online. They ship, I think, everywhere. If you don't get them there, you can find ring magnets, rare earth ring magnets on eBay all over the place. Local, I found them in Buffalo at Buffalo, New York, at a hobby shop I was driving through, and I was like, whoa, they have a whole bunch of ring magnets. So Some places have them, but make sure they're rare earth magnets. And if you want to fit on an axial body post, you need a 1/2 inch diameter, 1/8 thick, rare earth ring magnet. Happy trucking.